we can't get into all the family counseling reports,
Yeah.
but I can tell you in jest,
It was the abuse that he was suffering there.
Okay.
yes. And he was having problems at school. Again, he just lived a different life over there, right? I mean, the 15-year-old child was wearing diapers, and it caused a lot of mental issues. I mean, this kid comes to live with his father, and there are no diapers, there are no accidents.
And that's what I was going to ask is, Seth, did he need these diapers?
Not in my house.
So Chris and Katie put them in these diapers. Did they have a reason? Did they explain this to you?
He was having accidents. At one point in time, Chris was upset that I had sent him back to the house, not in a diaper and actual underwear. And at another point in time, Chris got upset, so he gave me all of his underwear.
So Sebastian never needed diapers at your place, but
no.
Okay.
How did you discipline?
Sebastian in general?
Yeah.
Well, that depends. The punishment has to fit the crime, so to speak. I'll give you an example. Cleaning his room, and people are going to make me sound like I'm so horrible. But I promise you, folks, you try this with your kids one time, and you won't ever have a problem with this again. So if you tell them to clean their room, and they go in there and they clean their room, well, they say come out, well, it's clean. And you go in there and you go to check their room, and the room's not clean. Okay. Thought I told you to clean this room. You told us the room is clean, did you not? Well, yes, sir. Okay. Now I'm going to clean your room. And you know exactly what that means. I go in and I go grab a trash bag. I walk back in that bedroom. If it's on the floor and it's not supposed to be on the floor, it's not picked up and put in the right places, goes in the trash bag. If it's not important enough for you to take care of and pick up, I'll take care of it for you. Throw in the trash bag. Tie it up. I've done this to him twice. One time, Mom talked me out of it. The other time, Sebastian, here's the bag, go put it in the trash can. And then you're going to take the trash can to the street. And after that, Sebastian, did you clean your room? Well, your mom told you to clean your room. Did you clean the room? Yes or no? Well, yes, sir. Is it clean the way it's supposed to be? Well, no, sir. Then I suggest you go back in there and clean it, or I'm coming in there in the next 10 minutes and I'm cleaning. Yes, sir. Hauls butt to that bedroom, and by God, that room is clean the way it's supposed to be. Now, it sounds crazy, but I promise you, you try it with your kids, man, your kids will be like, oh my God, they ain't kidding. It works amazing.
I want to know, somebody always L8 wants to know why Sebastian was wearing pull-ups at your home. I think we covered that, and not, no, they want to know if he was afraid of Chris. Is that why he was wearing the pull-ups?
No, he wasn't wearing pull-ups because he was afraid of Chris. Sebastian had a recent autism diagnosis, but Sebastian has a chromosome deletion that he was diagnosed with when he was a baby.
I got 2 days with him.
Right.
And literally, I go pick him up on Friday when he gets out of school at 3:00. I literally get Saturday all day with him and then have to take him back on Sunday. So I'm really getting only one solid day with him. You think I'm going to punish my son?
Right.
You're out your fucking mind. Mr. Chris, I don't like the fact that he's, you got him wearing underwear at your house. Well, we don't have the accidents at my house that he seems to be having at your house. So why, again, am I going to have my son wearing a fucking diaper at my house when he can get up and go use the bathroom and not have an accident?
Do you think Katie and Chris stressed him out? Do you think that's why he was having accidents?
They stress me out. And I'm not a 15-year-old kid. I'm in law enforcement, and I'm literally at DDC with 65 inmates that are either or in there for a long period of time about to go to prison. And those two stress me and work them.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. This is just one of those.
According to Chris, both of you guys spoke. What he's told the world is basically you guys speak regularly. Is that true, and how often?
About Sebastian, yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's feeding me a line of bullshit every time I do it. And my phone number is still the same. And I know he probably watching. He probably in chat. Hi, Chris. You can call me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
And
that's
also-
my key. That's been my key phrase, I guess.
Right.
You know, but that's been my key phrase for a long time, way before my son went off to, play Houdini out of their house. Beat me up, Scotty. It's only a Chevy. But I'm just tired of the bullshit. No parent should be going through this. Whoever has my son, just drop him off at a gas station, man. My heart is missing. Just drop him off. Tell him to go call 911. I need my son. And I want my son back. Life ain't fair, but this is bullshit. When I got him on the weekends, that's when I got to live. The rest of the time, it was just work, make money. So that way, when I had him, we could do whatever he wanted to do. I remember at one point in time, I gave him money. And then I had to take him back to there, and they were at Red Lobster eating dinner, and that's where I was supposed to drop him off. And I dropped him off. And then all of a sudden, like 45 minutes later, I get a phone call from Chris. Did you give Sebastian money? And I'm like, yeah. Well, are you sure you gave him money? Yeah, I gave him $40, $20, $40. I just gave him some money. Why wouldn't I? If there's something he wants, why wouldn't he be able to get it? Here he's got a wallet. It's got his ID. It's got his fishing license. It's got his bank card, everything here. So why wouldn't I give him money so that way when he's not here, if he wants something at school, because he had told me he wanted stuff from school, and I'm like, hey, here's some money. If you want to get something from school, that's fine. Just don't spend it all on candy, knowing full well he's probably going to spend it all on candy. But calls me up like he's not supposed to have money. Or, yeah, that's I see it in chat. He was like, I was just making sure he didn't, steal money from you. I wouldn't have given a rat's. There's money laying around on my table. There's money there's money sitting here on my desk. I'm the only one that lives here. When Sebastian's here, anything that is mine is his. As long as you don't go into my wallet and take it. I mean, there are times that I would literally tell him, why don't you clean the house? Well, I don't want to. Make you a deal. You clean the house, you can have whatever money you find. Oh, okay. And he would clean the house. It's not that he's going to do, a perfect job, but he's going to pick things up and he's going to organize it and he's going to ask me where things go. And so we're going to communicate and he's going to learn some organizational skills. And then he would find money and he would be like, I found $5. Okay. What are you going to do with it? Put it in my wallet?
Sounds good. Put it in your wallet. You know, I've got a jar. You find change. Put change. You find change around the house. Put it in the thing. He would do that. Then we would sit there, and on days we would pour it all out on the table. And I've got change rollers. So we'd sit there and count out the change. And then we'd pack up rolls, 50 cents for the pennies, $10 for the quarters, $5 for dimes, $2 for nickels. And I mean, it all adds up to life skills.
Seth, I have a question for you. Did you know, before all of this started, did you know about Sebastian and his responsibilities to clean up the room, and that he didn't clean up the room and he would have his things taken, and then he didn't clean up the room again correctly or what was expected, and that Chris Proudfoot took everything, put it in a box and threw it away, got rid of it? Did you know anything about that?
At one point in time, it was brought up to me, and it was brought up to me. I have a tub of Sebastian's toys, but Sebastian loses pieces of toys. So he's got an arm of a figurine in the thing, or he's got, he's got the zip cord for the Spider-Man, vehicle. And it's like, he wasn't listening, so I took away some of his toys. Okay. Don't touch any of the stuff that I bought him. If I bought it for him, it's not your place to take it. Don't take it away. Don't throw it away. If you don't want it there anymore, you let me know. But every time I went over there, Sebastian had a rack with all of his toys, so I could see all of his toys. I didn't know that they were throwing away toys because he wouldn't pick them.
Yeah, I was just curious.
If it's broken, then obviously if it's broken and can't be fixed, you should throw it away. And you should explain to Sebastian, hey, you broke it. It's no longer whole. I can't fix it. So now you have to throw it away. That's how you should communicate with him, so he knows that, hey, you take care of your stuff, and then you don't have to throw it away because it don't get broken. And that's
right. And I get it. Like, I mean, my mom, if I left my stuff on the floor, she'd pick it up and she'd take it, and I'd have to buy it back. 5 cents for this, 10 cents for that. But no one, I had never heard of a parent, and I'm talking about what we know about Chris Proudfoot now, of throwing away a child's things as a punishment, because that is so invasive and so.
It just means you don't own anything. It means you don't have anything, and therefore anything and everything can be taken away from you at any point in time for no reason at all. That is not how you build. That's not how you do structure for a child, whether they're autistic or not.
Well, and it's permanent, right? It's permanent damage. A parent may not look at it as damage, but those are the prized possessions of that child. So, if they're put up or you got to buy them back, then it's a life lesson. But when they go out with the trash, it's permanent, and there's no coming back from that. And without being able to look at things through a child's eyes, I mean, it may seem like a plastic toy to a parent, but that may be something that is like Linus's blanket for a child that he's not happy without. So it just seems awfully permanent.
Well, to me, it shows, this is quite simply where I was going with this. It shows lack of empathy. And when I see lack of empathy in a parent toward a child, it just opens up possibilities. I'll leave it at that.
a lot of negative possibilities.
Heard. I didn't want to discuss.
Oh, I asked a lot of questions and she wouldn't discuss it. Absolutely.
I think it's semantics at this point. He's been missing for 2 months, and I don't know how his bathroom habits are going to help me find him.
Exactly. Mind you that children with autism do have bladder and bowel movement issues to control themselves, but
Absolutely.
I'm not really worried that people can't read.
Have you ever had CPS called on you before?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't have to go into it elaborate or anything like that. I just, that was the question that I had. And that happens, sometimes, especially when you have a child who is, has special needs and stuff. That's hard.
I'll be honest with you. I've had CPS called on me in 2 states, New Mexico and Tennessee.
And did that include with Sebastian?
Tennessee was Sebastian, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And in fact, Sebastian here, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, "Where's your belt?" And got it. Whack. Kind of got him. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. They're mandatory reporters. So the teacher reports it.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows, he makes a report. They come to the house, and the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before. Now, the case that was before was something that didn't even happen, and it's like 3 stories that was shoved into one. And when they finally got it debunked, they were like, "Oh, he got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3, and it caused a commotion." Well, they canceled that out. So the one on me, she shows up, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" It's her again. She's like, "Oh, hey." She goes, "Hey, I already don't." She's like, "Don't tell me anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know happened." And I said, "Okay." She goes, "Blah, blah, blah." She told me exactly what happened. I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my God." I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been." Sebastian thought by telling on me, making it sound like I was so horrible.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out just a minute. You cut out. Oh, there you go. Okay.
That I was going to get in trouble over something stupid. And I was like, "No, Sebastian, you got punished, man. You got punished." And he was like, but, and I was like, "You got punished." And the lady took him outside. She goes, "Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you lie and you fabricate things and you make it sound worse than what it is, sir, you can get in trouble for that." So that happened, and the lady was like, "I am so sorry." And I said, "No, he's just a child. He's upset. It is what it is. I'm okay with it."
Mm-hmm.
He sat that back down at the dinner table and was like, "See, eat your food." And we went back, and everything's been fine.